going on, everybody? And we are logging on to episode 176 of the podcast. This is our fourth annual solo episode. It is just me today, your host, Frank McKnight. Thank you for being here tonight. And once again, we got a very special episode for you guys. Listen, usually these solo episodes come about when it's a last-minute pinch decision. I need a podcast out for the month, and either a guest drops out last minute, Luke can't make it in time, this, that, and the other thing. It's a different story this time around. We've been doing one solo episode every year for the past, 4 years now. And I thought I'd continue that. And this one's more important than the other solo episodes. This podcast is being released in July, which will basically make it halfway through the year of 2025. And I made a video that was posted on all social media platforms before this year even started that this was the final year. 2025 would be the final year of me producing content for this YouTube channel. And I thought it would be important, being halfway through the year now, to give some updates on that. But that's going to come later in the episode, so stay tuned for that. We do have one other topic that I want to talk about besides the YouTube channel updates, and that's about TV shows and movies. This started as a movie and TV show podcast, so we are going to continue that trend with that, but just with myself today. Only my opinions on it today. So I titled this topic, 2025, the year of TV shows, 2026, the year of movies. Now, it summarizes it perfectly of what my opinion of the state of this year and next year are going to be as far as media. I've said it plenty of times on the podcast before, even before 2025 started, as we started to see release schedules shape up and become concrete and everything like that. And let me explain to you what I mean. So 2025, the year of shows, I feel like very popular TV shows have made a more prominent appearance, a more prominent stance than movies have this year of 2025. In my notes, I have some examples of shows that have already released this year or are going to be released this year, and then comparing them to some of the big hit or should be big hit movies that have come out this year or coming out soon for the rest of this year. Let's go through them. We're going to start off with the 2025 shows, which includes, let's go with the most obvious, most popular one on this list probably, Stranger Things Season 5, which is going to be the series finale that is premiering later this year, really more towards the end of the year. It's actually not concluding. The season isn't actually concluding until the first day of 2026, so it's going into next year, actually. But I am very, very excited for the finale of Stranger Things. I thought Season 4 was the best season so far that they made, and I would not be surprised at all if I change my opinion to Season 5, the finale, being the best season ever. Season 4 was so incredibly well done, and they really hyped it up and amped it up for what I'm hoping is a grand finale. So props on Netflix for keeping that hype alive and making that thing happen. I will say, my one complaint about Stranger Things is that this last season took very long to make. It has been a very long time since Season 4 premiered. I want to say when COVID started to fizzle out, is when we got that season. And yeah, it's been a long time since then. I mean, I get it, though. It's their final season. They want to make it perfect. They want to make sure everything's right as far as the writing, the filming, the editing, all that good stuff. And I'm sure a lot of money's going into it as well. So I appreciate them taking their time on it. But like the instance of the Batman Part 2, like with Matt Reeves, I think you gotta pick up the pace before the hype is really gone. I didn't think that was ever going to happen with Stranger Things, but there's always that caution. All right, let's talk about another Netflix show that already premiered, and this was the series finale of it too. We're talking about You, with Penn Badgley, who plays Joe Goldberg, the psycho, weird stalker guy. I watched seasons 1 through 4 of You. I enjoyed all of them for the most part, but I will say season 4 was definitely the weakest. I actually didn't like it that much. They tried to do some different things with the show that I don't think played out too well. And I think it ultimately hurt it in the end. Now, that's also part of the reason why I haven't watched season 5, the final season, yet. I will get around to watching it. I might as well finish what I started with that show. But yeah, and I heard some kind of weak reactions to the final season as well. Maybe some of the reactions were that it was too predictable, possibly. But that's that. But that's another big title. That's another big franchise, if you want to call it, that premiered in 2025. Another Netflix show, which I'm pretty sure topped Stranger Things in becoming the most viewed show on Netflix, Season 2 of Wednesday. It's coming out later this year. This is another show that took a little long to make. Tim Burton, I think, really decided to take his time on this after seeing how that first season exploded. I don't even think they really expected this show to be that popular and be such like a crazy TikTok trend with Jenna Ortega dancing, and that even made it more popular, the show. That's not to go without saying, the show is actually good. I do like it a lot. I will be tuning into season 2 of Wednesday. I'm a big fan of Jenna Ortega. I think she has a lot of good acting chops. I think she's a very skilled actress. So that's another show of 2025 that's premiering later this year. Another highly anticipated season 2 HBO show, The Last of Us. This season 2 has concluded already. It's already done for the year. Spoiler alerts. I won't even say the spoiler in case people haven't watched the second season yet or played the second game for that matter. I stopped watching The Last of Us after the second episode of season 2, where it happens. I'm not gonna lie. It once that big cataclysmic event happened in the show in episode 2 of season 2, it kind of killed it for me a little bit, and I lost my enthusiasm to continue the show. Will I get to it eventually? Yes, I will. But at the same time, as season 2 wrapped up airing, I heard mixed to negative things about the show. Basically like its downfall. Now listen, the first season of The Last of Us was incredible. It became one of my favorite shows of all time just because of that first season. And it's probably going to stay up at that standard. Even no matter what my thoughts are on season 2 when I finish it, this show is incredible. I just hope they don't ruin it even more, apparently, with season 3, as I know they're focusing more on Abby. In the third season, she'll be the main protagonist. We'll see what happens with that show. I mean, the second game alone is a game that is very divisive over the story plot points, creative choices that they made. That made a lot of people unhappy, made a lot of people uncertain, made a lot of people less enthusiastic about the show after that big event that happens in the game, the beginning of the second game, the second episode of season 2. No spoilers. But I think most of you guys know what I'm talking about anyway. I'm sure it went viral on TikTok. You've seen the clip of it, heard about it, whatever. Yeah. All right, let's get more into the Marvel side of TV shows that's premiering this year. Already, all the things that I've stated so far, Stranger Things, You, Wednesday, and The Last of Us, huge franchise names that are coming out this year. Big year for TV shows in 2025. All right, This is a Marvel MCU TV show on Disney Plus that premiered already. Daredevil Born Again Season 1, very highly anticipated because it is the revival and continuation of the Netflix Daredevil show, which to me is my all-time favorite and I think the best superhero show out there. A close second is The Boys and Gen V. And then third would probably be like WandaVision, but Daredevil is the top of the line. That is the golden standard of superhero TV shows. Rated TVMA. Those first 3 seasons on Netflix are amazing. I did fully watch Daredevil Born Again, the first season. I enjoyed it very much. And what I'll say about it is that it's on the right track of becoming just as great as what those first 3 seasons of Daredevil were. Especially the 3rd season of Daredevil, which is my personal favorite season. Born Again, it's getting back there. It's not perfection like the first 3 seasons, but it's on the right track of becoming. There's a lot of setting up in this first season, but good things are coming, I believe. And it's great how consistent they're being with the production of this show, as season 2 basically wrapped filming before the first season even premiered. We are getting season 2 of Daredevil Born Again next year already. Only a year apart. Incredible. That's a big complaint that I have with TV shows and streaming shows nowadays. For only 8 to 10 episodes that you get, it takes 2.5 years to make it. What's going on with that? Shows like, I never watched this show, but The Sopranos, which had like 15 to 16 episodes, it would premiere every year or something like that. I mean, let's get back to that. And The Sopranos, as most of you guys know, is a top tier show, some people's favorite show of all time. So yeah, I think the formula needs to go back to the old ways as far as TV show making. All right, another Marvel TV show that hasn't come out yet. Actually, it will have premiered by the time this episode of the podcast comes out. We're talking about Ironheart Season 1. This is a show that I am not excited for at all. I don't think a lot of people are excited for at all. But it did make this list of top name examples because it's the MCU. It's Marvel. It is still a big deal. It is a somewhat continuation to the MCU storyline, the timeline. And am I going to tune into it? Yes, I do feel obligated to still tune in and watch the whole thing of Ironheart. Ironheart's introduction, Riri Williams' introduction in Black Panther Wakanda Forever was very weak. I wasn't a big fan that they were already replacing Iron Man in that sense to begin with. And the fact that she had such a weak to negative impact of her introduction, it made me, and I know a lot of other people, not excited for Ironheart. In fact, I don't think Disney and Marvel Studios have much confidence in this project at all either. They are releasing the first 3 episodes one day, I believe sometime next week, that I'm filming this next week in June. And then the final 3 episodes are getting released the next week after its premiere week. So I think they just want the show over with. They want the promotion over with. I'm not expecting great reviews from this show from both the critics and fans. But am I still going to tune into it? Yes, I'm still going to tune into it. I do feel obligated. Another show that I'm a little bit more intrigued in than Ironheart. It is a Marvel project. This is a show, Season 1 of Wonder Man, that's coming out later this year on Disney+. I don't know much about Wonder Man at all. I don't know what his deal is. I don't know why they're making a show about Wonder Man. I don't know what his impact is going to be in the overall Marvel universe. Probably not much, to be honest with you. But then again, I don't know the character too well. He could be a major player, and I'll understand why he's a major player in the upcoming Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. Who knows? But, this once again made it in my list of examples of top 2025 TV shows because it's attached to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Marvel Studios. All right, the last show that I have on this list, we're going to switch over from Marvel to DC with a very highly anticipated Season 2 in Peacemaker with John Cena. Once again, written and mostly directed, I would assume, by James Gunn. I tried watching the first season of Peacemaker. I did enjoy it. It's one of those shows where I started watching it at a busy time in my life and just didn't finish it. I did enjoy what I was watching. I thought it was funny. I thought it was very entertaining and action-packed. Didn't finish it, though. Because Peacemaker Season 1 and now this season of Season 2 is officially a part of the new DCU timeline, the new universe that James Gunn is making, I will make it an obligation to watch both of these seasons as well. But yes, Peacemaker Season 2 premiering later this year of 2025. And that is the last show that I have on my 2025 shows list. So to recap, the ones I listed down, and I could be missing out on a lot of other popular titles that have premiered this year already or are premiering this year. But we got Stranger Things Season 5, the series finale, You Season 5, which was the season finale, Wednesday Season 2, The Last of Us Season 2, Daredevil Born Again Season 1, Ironheart Season 1, Wonder Man Season 1, and Peacemaker Season 2. Let me know in the comments if I missed any other big names here. But those are all shows that are in 2025. That is the shows that 2025 consists of. And it's my main reason of why that this year is the year for shows and not movies. Let's get into that factor of it. 2025 movies include, now these are the big names. These are the big names that are coming out and are expected to be big box office hits. Or they're movies that have already released and surprisingly became big box office hits. Now, just to like put an overview on this list so far, and this year so far as movies, it's been a weak year as far as box office projections and results for movies this year. I think that goes to show that not too many big hitters are coming out this year as far as movies. But let's get into the list. My most anticipated movie of this year is Superman. It hasn't come out yet, but it is very soon. I am becoming more and more excited about it day by day as promotions are hot and heavy for the movie right now. They are going balls to the wall with it. This is a big deal for Warner Brothers and the new DC studios. This is their first big project that is really kickstarting this new DC universe. And I'm majorly excited for it. I also have very big confidence that this movie is going to do well critically, fan receptions, and box office-wise. I have all my trust in James Gunn. He makes great superhero movies. My one little concern is that he does a lot of superhero movies that's a team ensemble. He has done all 3 Guardians of the Galaxy movies, which are fantastic, and he's done The Suicide Squad for the old DC universe, the DCEU, the extended universe. That's with Henry Cavill, Superman, and everything like that. They're all ensemble casts. Now, Superman, he rides solo for the most part, except for Krypto in this movie. So we'll see how he works with a singular character rather than a team of players. That is my one little concern on how that's going to play out. But besides that, all the trust in the world. And obviously that is a big movie title that's coming out this year. All right, this is a Marvel movie that already came out. Captain America, Brave New World. Was not a big fan of the film. Didn't expect to be a big fan of the film either. It's really nothing against Anthony Mackie. I do love him as an actor. It's also nothing against Falcon becoming Captain America. I have no problem with that either. It happens in the comics. My problem is they didn't portray Sam Wilson as the new Captain America in the movie. They just didn't. The movie should have focused more on him being tempted to take the super soldier serum and contemplating if he really needed it or not. And maybe the movie would play out in a way that, like, no, he's going to become his own Captain America. He doesn't need the super soldier serum. Things of that nature, like a lesson to be learned, character development, as all movies should have. And there was really none of that in this movie. And it suffered. It didn't do well critically. The fans, most of the fans, really didn't like it. And it suffered at the box office. So, there's that. Now, this movie also, this Marvel movie already came out, also didn't do too well at the box office. The only difference between this movie and Captain America is that this movie's actually good. That's right, I'm talking about Thunderbolts. I was so pleasantly surprised by this movie. Pleasantly surprised by how good it was. I was always intrigued by the concept of this movie. I thought it was like Marvel's Suicide Squad, their version of Suicide Squad, which really ended up not being the case. They did their own thing, which I'm very happy about. And I thought the movie was always going to be good through their promotions, but I didn't think it was going to be that good. I did see it twice in theaters. That's when you know. And unfortunately, maybe because of superhero fatigue, maybe because of Marvel's track record lately, it didn't perform well at the box office, or as well as it should for a Marvel movie at the box office. But that's a movie that came out already. It's a big 2025 movie name, one of the bigger ones of this year. I enjoyed it. Not too many people saw it. That's that. The last Marvel movie for this year, coming out soon as well, this month in July, The Fantastic Four: First Steps. I am very excited for this movie. I'm excited to see the introduction of Marvel's first family finally in the MCU. I don't know how well it's going to be. A little concerned about how this movie's going to do in all realms. I don't know how it's going to do critic reception. I don't know how it's going to do fan reception. And I don't know how it's going to do box office reception based off the results of Thunderbolts. I do like Pedro Pascal a lot. I like Joseph Quinn a lot. Don't really know much about Vanessa Kirby or the guy who plays the Thing, who's also from the show The Bear. And I'm only saying those titles that this guy's in because I can't pronounce his name right or remember his name. It's a long name. A big confidence boost, though, is that this is the creator of WandaVision, I believe, that's making the Fantastic Four: First Steps. And like I said previously on this podcast, WandaVision is like my number 3 top superhero show. Right underneath The Boys and Daredevil. All right, this is a movie that's probably an automatic billion-dollar box office movie. Jurassic World Rebirth. We just started to get first reactions from the movie before its release from social media influencers, some movie outlets and junkets who were able to see it early. And they're saying it's a return to a great form for the franchise. I'm not a big fan of the Jurassic Park / World franchise. Not that I'm not a big fan of it. I haven't seen most of them. Of course, I've seen 1 and 2, the originals. And I saw the first Jurassic World, which I also enjoyed. But I really heard the other Jurassic Worlds really weren't too good. And I know the other Jurassic Parks besides 1 and 2. I think there was only a third one after the second one. But I heard that one isn't that good either. But I heard this movie, Rebirth, is great. I'm glad that Scarlett Johansson is back in another billion-dollar making franchise. We'll see if she dies in this Jurassic World movie. Otherwise, I could see her being in the sequel for this one. All right. These next 2 movies are movies that have already came out and were surprise hits at the box office. First off, we got a Minecraft movie. This is the first big hit of 2025. I don't think it was expected to be that much, but this was the first big push in there being a wave of the movie-going experience in 2025 with a Minecraft movie. I did see it. I did enjoy it. It is stupid, but I did enjoy it. I love Jack Black. Big Jack Black fan. I thought Jason Momoa was going to be terrible from the trailers, but I ended up really liking Jason Momoa's character too in Minecraft. I thought he was funny. Thought it was a different role for Jason Momoa. I was pleasantly surprised by it and enjoyed it. And I'm pretty sure it crossed the $1 billion mark at the box office. So that's that. It's automatic because of that. It's automatically a big name for the 2025 list. And the last movie that I have on this list is Lilo and Stitch, another pleasant surprise at the box office. I hear some divided and mixed things about the movie, some things that they changed about the movie that people were criticizing. I haven't seen it yet. I was going to see it in theaters. Decided not to. This seems like a movie that I do really want to see, but I think it's a movie that I'm going to wait for it to be on Disney Plus and watch it then. And that's my list there for that. So compare the 2025 shows to the movies that I just stated. You tell me in the comments below. What's a more heavy hitter list? The shows that I listed for 2025 or the movies that I listed for 2025? Now, I listed down some big names for 2026 movies because like I said in the beginning, 2025, the year of TV shows, 2026, the year of movies. I didn't list 2026 TV shows, but I did list some heavy hitter titles for movies in 2026. I'll run through them right now. Avengers Doomsday, obviously. Spider-Man Brand New Day, obviously. Supergirl, not as obvious, but if Superman does well, Supergirl is the runner-up in the movie timeline. And if Superman does really well, there will be much hype for Supergirl. The Mandalorian and Grogu. Mandalorian's getting his movie. Baby Yoda's getting his movie. I think that'll be big. And it's Star Wars. It's automatically big. Okay, here's some other big names that I'm really excited for. Shrek 5. This is going to be huge. Shrek 5 is going to be huge. Toy Story 5 is going to be huge. Toy Story 4 it was a good movie, wasn't needed. Toy Story 5, after learning the premise of it, as far as technology versus toys, love that idea. That's what Toy Story 4 should have been. So I am very excited for Toy Story 5. This next one that I'm going to bring up might not even do too well or like really great at the box office, but the cast for the Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping is becoming so star-studded with amazing talent that I am so intrigued of how this movie's going to do, and I am very excited. And I'm not a Hunger Games fan, but the cast they're getting for Sunrise on the Reaping, it's big. It's big. Big names. 2 other movies. Dune Messiah. Very excited about that. And I gotta add in Christopher Nolan's new movie coming out, The Odyssey. I think that's going to be massive as well. We all know how Oppenheimer did at the box office. It did amazing. Did critically well. Fans-wise well, too. I mean, and that was a movie about the guy who made the atomic bomb. Like, how interesting could that be? People loved it. I loved it. The Odyssey is going to be way bigger than that, people. And I cannot wait. So, there you go. Those are my 2026 movies. Compare 2026 movies to the 2025 movies. To me, huge difference. Huge difference. So, yeah, that's what I really wanted to bring up as far as my TV and movies conversation on this podcast episode. It's going to be stacked as far as movies next. In fact, I think I'm missing some names on the 2026 movies. I believe we're also getting the Super Mario Brothers movie 2. possibly Sonic 4. Now that I'm thinking about it. Forgot to add them on the list, but I'm pretty sure they're coming out next year too. Also big names. We all know how Mario movie did last year or 2 years ago. I forgot when that came out. Alrighty. Let's move on to the second and final topic of this podcast, which is my YouTube channel updates of Loggin On. Now, before the year of 2025 even started, I put out a video saying that it was time to hang up the coat, hang up the cape, if you will. I was going to retire from the YouTube channel and basically stop production on content for the channel, stop producing content for the channel. Since then, we're now halfway through 2025. And I have been having bipolar decision making. I keep changing my mind of what I want to do with this channel once this year ends. Now, and I'm not kidding by that. My decision, and it's obviously not a final decision, my decision changes on if I want to continue the channel next year or not, changes on a day-by-day basis. But for the past month, let's say, I've been stuck on the same decision, which is, yes, it's where this Loggin On, the channel of Loggin On is probably coming to an end at the end of 2025. And I say that for a couple reasons. Listen, I love doing this stuff. I always will love doing this stuff. But I think this channel has served its purpose. It's not like I want to be done with filmmaking and editing forever. In fact, I'll probably still do filming and editing and all that stuff right after this year. But it most likely won't be for this channel. I think I want to move on to bigger and better things, as they say. And I do have ideas of what those bigger and better things are, but it's nothing I want to announce or anything to you guys just yet anyway. Now, like I said, my decision on this, I might regret saying this on this episode now because my decision may change. It was like, you know what? Yeah, we are going to continue Logging On for 2026. But I just want to let you guys know it changes on a day-by-day basis. But it's been a steady decision that, yes, it's going to end in 2026 or it's not going to be the consistent, steady schedule like it has been this year and the previous years. Like, for instance, this year I have obligated myself to do release two podcasts a month, a vlog episode a month, reactions whenever I find something interesting as far as a trailer or video comes out, and these random videos that I put out in between, like the movie trailer, the fake movie trailers, the fake AMC commercials, skits and stuff like that. It's all fun to me. It's just that we have been on a very consistent and very strict schedule as far as releasing, especially the podcast, twice a month of this year. So, like, say it doesn't fully end next year, the channel, but it won't be like I need to put out 2 episodes a month, 2 podcasts a month. It would be more like, hey, me and Luke have a really great idea for a podcast. It might have taken some time to think of it, but we think it's worth filming and we'll release it, and we think it's worth releasing. That sort of deal. Which means if that is what happens, you'll have a podcast come out in January of 2026, but then you won't see our faces again until July of 2026 when we think of another amazing idea podcast episode. I guess that's mostly everything I gotta say about that. I did want to bring up other things, though, as far as the rest of this year. We are still continuing the 2 podcasts a month for the rest of this year, but there are 3 specific episodes that are planned out that I am very excited for. Big episodes for the podcast. And I'm going to go in the order of their releases. the three that I'm bringing up. This first one is called McKnights of the Round Table, Logging On the Podcast, episode 178. That releases on Sunday, August 3rd, 2025. McKnights of the Round Table, the play on words of Knights of the Round Table. It'll consist of me, all my siblings, and all of the McKnight cousins, all around a circular table. So it might not be filmed in this studio, but it'll be filmed somewhere at a round table. And we're basically going to put our hand in a bowl and draw like a scenario or a question that will hopefully spark debate among the cousins and siblings of my family. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We got some newcomers, as in people that haven't appeared on the podcast yet, joining the fray. All right, the next one. The Blinded Boxed Wines Taste Testing, Logging On the Podcast, episode 182, which releases on Sunday, October 5th, 2025. Now, the Blinded Boxed Wines Taste Testing, as you guys know that follow the channel, we do wine taste testings all the time. This episode that I just mentioned is the grand finale of the wine taste testings. Another episode I'll mention that's coming out later this month in July is the Merlot wine taste testings. After the Merlot, we're doing the grand finale in the boxed wine taste testings. Now, this is such a big episode because my plan is to have everybody that participated in a wine podcast to come together for the episode. We're going to wrap up, let's say, like Franzia boxed wines. We're going to cover them up so we can't tell what kind of wine they are. We're going to get one box each of Cabernet, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Pinot Grigio, all of them. And we're going to guess and really keep score of who does the best in guessing which wine's right. And yes, that'll be the grand finale of the wine taste testing podcast. I talked to my grandma Kathy, who's in every wine podcast, about it. She's very excited about it, but she's also very sad that it's coming to an end as far as this wine series. So that's that one. The last podcast I'll mention is actually what could potentially be the last podcast ever for the YouTube channel, which is the Loggin On reunion. Logging On the Podcast, episode 187, which is set to release on Sunday, December 28th, 2025. The concept for that, as it being the final episode of the podcast, is to have people that have appeared on the podcast the most come together to talk about our experiences on the podcast or favorite episodes that we've done on the podcast together, and maybe look at some clips from the past in between, and probably just bullshit for the most part, to be honest with you. But those are the three podcasts that I have planned, among others, for the rest of this year, that I just wanted to bring up to you guys. Those are very exciting for me. They're the biggest podcasts we have left for the year. But don't get me wrong, every podcast we release for the rest of this year are going to be great. But these are the big three ones that take a little bit more planning. As far as the vlogging on, we are going to take a little bit of a break. So we got one vlog coming out later this month in July called the Brick Oven Pizza Contest. That's Vlogging On episode 10. That's set to release on Friday, July 25th, 2025. That's going to be a lot of fun to film. It's going to be a lot of fun to edit. And I'm sure it's going to be a fun watch for you guys at home too. Now, there might be other vlogs in between, but I really don't have another vlog set until September of this year. So there's potentially a big break between vlogs, between episode 10 and 11. I'm not going to tell you what episode 11 of the vlog is. It's already planned out. It's coming out in September. Don't want to say what it is yet, but I am very excited for that as well. All right. Last thing I wanted to mention as far as YouTube channel updates. Now, I was doing all this talk that I'm ending the YouTube channel next year, and that is still the plan. But there is one thing that is still planned to release next year in the summer of 2026, which is the Sigma Theta Chi movie, The After Years. This is my old fraternity, for those of you guys that don't know. This is the fraternity that I was in at King University. I'm making a documentary about them. I'm going to be interviewing brothers of the fraternity when I was at school with them, like my pledge classes and other people that I went to school with. We're also going to talk to older brothers of the fraternity, like a lot older brothers of the fraternity, and then the new brothers of the fraternity. Filming and editing has already started for the production. I am very excited for it. It'll be like the first movie for the channel, the first and really last movie of the YouTube channel. But we're planning on filming heavy for the movie, mid-July. Now, I'm not going to tell you much about what the movie is about, really, but the little premise that I have for it, I wrote it down here. The premise: Frank catches up with all his fraternity buddies from the past after the downfall of the organization. You'll find out more about that when the movie comes out. Traveling from location to location to see what the brothers have been up to. Another little side note premise of the movie is basically life's not a race, and that everyone goes at their own pace. You shouldn't be concentrating on how other people are doing in their life and comparing it to yours. You should just be focusing on yourself, and you'll do just fine. That's the overlying theme of it, I would say, as of right now anyway. We'll see how the movie forms as we continue filming and everything like that. But that is it. That is all the YouTube channel updates that I have for you guys. As far as the reactions, obviously, those come out sporadically. They'll be coming out whenever something interesting comes out as far as a movie trailer that I'm interested in, or a how it should have ended video. But also let me know in the comments below what else you think I should be reacting to. Maybe other different type of YouTube videos. Should I go back to reacting to Sunday Conversations and Jeff Barbershop and stuff like that? Random YouTube videos? Should I be reacting to more independent film trailers and TV shows? Let me know. Let me know what you're interested in. All right, guys, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you were entertained by myself alone talking to you guys. And if you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Also follow us on all social media platforms at Loggin On. And until next time, peace out.
All games. We have a podcast, the new podcast, Nathan Sports Rush. Mm-hmm. So far I had 4 or 5 guests on it.
Beautiful.
Starting the new thing, and we also do events with athletes. We book a lot of autograph signings. We do a lot of football games.
Very nice.
With the athletes, and actually the past weekend, we did a football camp with Jahad Dotson from the Eagles and Mac Wilson Sr. from the Arizona Cardinals in one of the schools in Philly. So we had a great turnout. This is about the kids, and it's all about the generation, the youth.
Absolutely.
So we love doing all football camps and even the autograph signings. The best part about autograph signings is at the end of the event is when we see the smiles on the kids,
of course,
and the parents and the friends, even the athletes enjoy it. So and the venue too, and the venue loves it. The staff people. So whenever an event finishes, when everything is good, then it feels like we had a great day.